this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Who I am is I help people overcome injury and pain with exercise. Now in this video, what I wanted to go through is the 3 best exercises to do on a plane. So as we know, or as everyone knows, when you're sitting on a plane, it's cramped. We were talking before we started the video. The seats are small. You end up getting stiff and painful, and it's achy when you end up getting off a plane. So there isn't a lot of room on a plane, but there's a couple exercises you can do to kind of keep your body loose and limber, so it's easier when you get off the plane and you feel more refreshed when you get off the plane. 3 exercises that I end up doing ends up being these ones, and I'll get Donnelly to demonstrate them. And the first one ends up being a leg drag. So you take a step forward with your left leg, and then you drag that right leg behind you. So you're contracting your glutes, hamstrings, and that ends up kind of stretching the front of your legs, hip flexors, and quads. And then you switch. Right leg step forward, and then you're dragging that left leg back. And you can easily do this in the hallway, in the hallway, and when you're heading to the back of the plane, to the washroom, no one will really care what you're doing. But it'll end up waking up your glutes and your hamstrings, which is good. It'll end up loosening up the front of your hips, and then also like mobilizing and moving your pelvis area, which all ends up being great things, and tend to be things that end up tightening up and not working when you're sitting on a long flight on a plane. Now the second one ends up being a standing back extension, and with this one, your feet, they're not hip width apart, they're a little bit more, they're about shoulder width apart, so a little bit wider. And then what you're doing is you're kind of cupping your pelvis with your hands, and then you're going to arch back where you can comfortably, and you're going to hold for a second or two, then you come back to the start, and then you're going to go again, and you're going to end up do it for repetitions. So you're going to do it for about 5 repetitions. Now for about 95% of people, this is going to be a great exercise. They're going to enjoy it, and it feels good, and it ends up loosening up the back. For about 5% of people, it's not going to be a great exercise. It's going to bother them. So, start slowly and controlled with this exercise. And if it feels good, continue doing it. If it doesn't, discontinue the exercise. Now, the third one ends up being, so with the one that I went through, or that Donnelly went through, the standing back extension, that one you can also do in the hallway. You can also do it by the washroom, or if you don't want to do it so anyone sees you, you can do it in the toilet. You can do it. There's enough room in the toilet, in the airplane, to do this standing back extension. Now the third one ends up being a seated reaching for the sky. So what you're sitting in your chair, so you can do this sitting in your chair where you're on the plane, or you can do this in the bathroom. And what you're doing is arms overhead, and then what you're doing is trying to reach for the sky. So you're trying to decompress your spine. It's almost like pull it apart and decrease the stress that's built up in your spine from sitting for a long period of time on the plane. Good. And relaxing. So I end up going for about 5 seconds or 10-second reach, trying to decompress, and then end up going through that 5 times with those 5 seconds with each repetition. Perfect. So there you go. If you're on a plane and you're looking for some exercise to kind of loosen you up, rejuvenate you, give those 3 sets of exercises a go. So this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance of an article, video, or an interview that'll help you overcome your injury or pain. Secondly, if you're watching this on YouTube, head up above, hit subscribe. What that'll do is every couple days you'll get a video like this where I talk about tips and tricks on overcoming injury and pain. Now thirdly, head down below, hit like, and leave me a question or comment. Now, if you're looking for a solution to help you overcome your back pain, then I would recommend checking out fixmybackpain.com. That's the program that that I give to people that ends up helping them overcome their back pain at home or in the gym. So this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com saying take care and bye-bye.